America. Let's get this money. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy. Happy Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Let me get a little deep with y'all for a little bit, man. So, one of my viewers, I was gonna call him a fan, I was gonna call him a follower, but you guys that pay attention to me as supporters, and you're like family to me. In a lot of cases, you've done some things that my family has not done, and that's not to put any dirt on anybody. That's not to smear anybody across the, I'm just saying that there have been times where I've had people who have been viewers, have helped me out, have done things for me, and family members either couldn't, wouldn't, whatever. Okay, so that's what I meant by that. So it touched my heart the other day. Actually, today. Actually, no. Yesterday. I was talking to one of my viewers, and he had gave me a gift. I'm gonna leave it at that. Gave me a gift, and it blew my mind because it was just like, first of all, he offered the gift, and then went through giving me the gift, and I'm like, what's this for? And he said, because you made my day the other day. You made my day. We'll leave it at that. That way ain't nobody trying to, because you got these nosy people that try to figure out stuff. Let's just put it like this. The man gave me a gift because I made his day. All right? Off the show, that is. All right? Let's get that straight. So there's no more craziness. One of my episodes made his day. And I wanted to talk about that. And I'm not going to go full scale into it, but I wanted to talk about that because sometimes people tell me over the years, and I've been doing this YouTube and things like that since about I want to say early 2000s, but let's say like before mid. Let's say, wow. I've been doing I've been doing this since probably the early 2000s, right? Had a YouTube channel, been doing all sorts of shows, things like that. InkyMann show, the InkyMann show, InkyMann's Men show, the Benjamin Brothers program. I've had a lot of different shows, but they always were just me in front of the camera. In some cases, at one point I was married. I had my wife then, and one of my daughters was in the show. It was active, and we call that the Manns. And that was a part of the Benjamin Brothers program. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I had all these shows. People have been following me for a while. And every now and then, either through my shows or my social media, I'll have someone that will say my lines back to me. Stuff like, you know what I'm saying, baby? Or, is you ready to do it? Now I got Shrekwan, I got Happy Taco on TikTok. And I think one of the greatest feelings in the world, if you do not experience this, is flattery. You know what I mean? Like, you're never too young, never too old for flattery. And in this world where a lot of people are just tearing each other down through social media, and you see more of that than you see good things, When someone says, hey man, I like what you do. Hey man, this was an example. I made Is You Ready to Do It a hashtag because I used to get up real early in the morning, like 3, 4 in the morning, and I would go to the gym. Now I'd record this. I'd go to the gym, I'd work out, then I'd go to the hot tub at this particular complex. At this time I was living in Florida. I'd get in the hot tub, film a little bit of myself in the hot tub. Then I would literally put that show together, and then I would air the show on YouTube. Meanwhile, I was doing like snaps and stuff, little videos in between, and I would have "Is you ready to do it" as the hashtag. And there was like maybe a week that I didn't do it, and someone said, "Hey, what's going on? You're not like working out no more. You're not doing any of that stuff anymore." That used to get me going, and that was like the first time. That was the first time someone told me that I was inspiring them. I've had other viewers say, "Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring people," which is why I didn't come up with Motivation Monday. Once I saw there was a hashtag, I decided, let me try to do that on Mondays. Again, if you've never heard me say this before, I found that the material that I put out where I'm teaching or I'm talking about things that get you thinking, provoking thought and things like that, those are the ones that get the most views. If you go back to my YouTube channel, and I still have my shows all the way back to the first one, which was the time that Obama had got elected. I think it was my very first YouTube. And you go back to all of these videos, I used to have boobs bouncing and stuff, and which was called the quota. And it was just like a string of boobs, just women jumping up and down, busting out of t-shirts. I used to have me making fun of vines, or I would create skits that would interact with vines. And every now and then people watched it, but nobody said anything. Nobody, was like, "Hey, this is dope," or anything like that. But when I started talking, my very first educational one was what the difference between a Democrat and a Republican, which explained what right wing is, what left wing is, right makes right, might makes right, things like that. My mom's watched that show. She shared the show. Me and her got into a dialogue. I started talking about different things that I saw that were wrong with church. That created a dialogue and created arguments, and it was just like, you know what? That's what made me so fearless with a lot of my material, is that I've got that feedback, and that's why I always make shows, is for the sake of feedback, Then I was trying to be that person that's got like 1 million followers. Please follow me, put the thumbs up and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, that stuff is beautiful. It's a great way to make money, is if you have a huge following. But within doing that, I started to get at a point that I started to lose people, because they were used to seeing something from me, and I was no longer really paying attention to them because I was too busy chasing these people who didn't even like me, So now that I'm in a comfortable space and I have people that I can count on to watch my show, that I can shout out, which I don't, because for obvious reasons, I don't. But I have people that I can shout out, and I can say their names, and I can tag them in Facebook below, and I can go to YouTube and know that this one particular person that started this whole conversation off is always watching the show. That stuff makes me feel good, man. So when I was offered this gift, I was like, you know what? I gotta thank y'all. I gotta thank y'all. And I know that I thank you a lot, but I really mean it more than anything on this particular show. I mean it more than anything. You guys don't understand. Sometimes people go through things. And so, especially comedians, right? I'm in the comedy, and I'm in the sitcoms, and we'll talk about the contest in a minute too. I'm into sitcoms and comedians and comedy clubs and that kind of thing. And a lot of times when you see these comedians that are being interviewed, they'll say things like they go through depression when they're not on stage, and stage is what is their therapy, Now, I'm not the type of person, if you know me, I'm optimistic. I love a good laugh. I love to laugh. I just love it. You understand what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not above any of the things that are going on in this nation right now. I'm not above the Karens and the Kevins. I'm not above the evictions that are going on. I'm not above unemployment that's going on. I'm not above any of that stuff. It's just stuff I don't talk about. I don't talk about that kind of stuff, because that's not what you really want to hear. If it's something that's going to be beneficial to you, I'll bring it up. But for the most part, that's not really what I want to hear. So when I'm putting myself out there, it's a therapy for me. it's something to do for me. You know, we're about to go through another lockdown, whether they say it or not. If they don't, you heard it here first. We're about to go through another lockdown. And so people are going to start getting back to being stir crazy. And this is why you'll see me every now and then doing walks and things like that on my TikToks or my Snapchats, because I'm trying to get you to realize, get outside, man. Don't you miss getting outside? You know, there's a little trail that I go through, and I play Pokemon. I'm a Pokemon playing MFer. I got two Pokemon accounts. How about that? Okay. And on that walk, you know, usually there's different people that are walking up and down that trail, and for the most part, at the time that I go, people are walking their dogs. Or I'll see older people who are getting out, which I'm starting to understand that now, why older people come out earlier in the day. Not because there's less noise, you know? Like, I did a video about Grant Cardone and his morning rituals, and one of the things he said was he likes to beat the sun up. So I've been doing that. But beating the sun up, when you're out there walking, or you're out there just enjoying nature or whatever, and it's dark and there's really nobody out there, it's like the world is yours, or your part of town is yours, because there's nobody out there to be, you know, it's not that people get on your nerves by, hey, how you doing, but you're just out there and you're just thinking. Sometimes I come up with material from this show from doing those walks, you know, or that's a way for me to charge my battery. I'll get up, I pour 32 ounces down my throat, walk. By the time I get home, I'm nice and hungry, flushed out, everything, ready to start the day like a brand new baby. You understand what I mean? So I'm saying all that to say that I really appreciate when people tell me that I inspire them or I motivate them with this show. I really am. Because this is blood, sweat, and tears here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I've received one check from Google many years ago, $100 check many years ago from doing things on YouTube. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't get paid for this, you know. But I do the show as if I do get paid. Why do you guys think that I put that Cash App, my actual Cash App, at the end of the show? That's my tip jar, you know. And not saying this because you should or you have to, but I don't get tips in there. People are not sending me money for this content, you know. But I still put this show on as if they do. So to bring it back around, you got somebody that's willing to give you a gift. And actually, this person has gifted me a couple times, and I think about it. Gifted me a couple of times. Never talked to the man. I don't know the man's voice. I know what he looks like. I know what his family looks like. But when you get something like that, it shows that you are appreciated, you know? And so for me to make him happy, and his thing is, well, let me gift you because you made my day. The reason why that's so special is because I know there's more of you like that. You're just not telling me. And that's fine. The way that you can tell me is by watching the show. The way you can tell me is by sharing my show. The way that you can tell me is by leaving comments. You know? Damn, it would be great if you did throw something in my Cash App, but that's not anything that you have to do. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the end of that. That's the end of that. Love y'all. Let's address a comment. Yep. Alright, so this comment is actually dealing with the fact that I brought up our governor out here raffling off people's vaccines for prizes, and Joe Budden trying to give up the money, pay people $100 for the shot. I appreciate this comment. There's not really too much I can say about this because you are giving your point of view on this. And I dig that. I ain't gonna lie, at first glance I was like, this person's all over the place. But I get it. You're basically saying that with you taking the vaccine, you wish there were gifts. You crazy. You crazy. But happy hump day.
Someday.
To you and to everybody. Y'all have a good one. Y'all know what to do.